Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And today I'm gonna be upgrading my PC. I have this tiny little Lenovo PC. It's an M93 that is underneath my screen, and it's, well, we're gonna have a look at it, but it's about that big and this thick, and we have seen it before. Actually, I upgraded that PC. I got it in 2016 and I upgraded it in 2016, and I've been using it ever since 2016. It's a tiny little desktop PC. It's not very powerful, and it came with a CPU, an Intel Core 4170T, and the T is kind of a low power version. It's kind of meant for laptops and low power usage, and I replaced that with a 4170, which was a more power hungry sucker, but it was also a bit faster, and that has actually been running really well since back then. But as I read all the comments on my videos, and YouTube has changed the way that the comment things works, so suddenly I started getting old comments on and reading old comments on some of the videos. And I got some old comments on the videos of this tiny little computer. I made a whole bunch of them. You can't see, yeah, there's quite a few videos on that. We had a really good look at that back then. And people was talking about a better CPU to put in there. So I had to look that up. And yeah, that was a way better CPU. So I got one. So today I'm gonna be upgrading my PC. Here it is, the tiny little PC that lives underneath my screen, and this is my hand compared to that. So it's not very big, and the CPU in there is using a bit more power than it should, at least compared to the CPU that I changed it with. Up here we have the different videos that I did on it, replacing the CPU, trying out some more RAM and stuff. And yeah, today we're gonna make another one. So the CPU that I have gotten for this is this one. It's an Intel Xeon CPU. It's the Intel E3-1275, and it's actually the L version 3. And it's not that cheap. I actually paid over $100 for it, so I thought it was a great idea, but it is also a bit expensive. I have a comparison here of the benchmark of these CPUs. The first CPU that was in here was this one, the Intel Core i3-4170T, and that's a 2.9 gigahertz, and it scores about 2707 down here. The one that I'm using right now is this one over here, the Intel Core i3-4170 to 3.7 gigahertz, and it scores about 3605. And the one that I got right now, and is in this magic bag from China, scores almost double, and it's a 2.7 gigahertz, and you can kind of see the wattage here. The original one used 35 watts, the one running right now 54 watts, and this one is 45 watts. So I am going to be saving a bit of power and almost getting double the amount of speed. So I think it's well worth it, even though it's kind of a big investment. The socket in here is the LGA 1150. So and that's of course common for all three of them, otherwise this wouldn't work. Also over at Intel's homepage, you can kind of compare the three processors that I've had in this system. I'm gonna be having this one, but well, we haven't seen it working yet. The first two CPUs are for desktops, the last one is for server. So we're gonna cross our fingers and hope that that is not gonna become a problem. We can see that those two has 2 cores. This one that I'm putting in has 4 cores, and it has 8 threads. It's the CPU with the lowest clock frequency, but as you just saw, it's also about twice as fast. So that's a weird one. The amount of smart cache is really good compared to the other ones. Wattage also kind of great, and it does turbo boost, max turbo boost, where the other two, well, they don't. So that's gonna be interesting to see if that will work. We have some same amount of memory. We have some RAM here. Not sure if that's gonna be a problem. These use DDR3 RAM. This is using DDR3. We're gonna see if I run into issues there. I might. Then we have some graphics. These are using the Intel HD graphic 4400, and this just says that it has HD graphic generation 4 Intel blah blah blah. I hope it's about the same. The clock frequency is a little bit greater here, but the maximum amount of RAM is a little bit lower. So yeah, interesting. So I'm just running Cinebench here to get a kind of a baseline of what we are dealing with here, and it's gonna be done in just a little bit. And we scored 343. That is down here. It's not that fast, but it's okay for a desktop PC. 343. So I also ran performance test, and in there it scored 5063. So that number we will have to remember as well. And I have this CPU set that is also able to tell me some stuff. It's kind of an older version that I have here, but don't want to update. And it tells me what the CPU is and how fast it's running right now. So it's obviously able to clock the frequency down when it doesn't need to be fast, but it's not able to go faster than the frequency of the CPU, 3.7 gigahertz. And it's not often that we see it up there. So yeah, I think we are good to go to try and replace the CPU. And I'll shut down my PC here, and we'll take this tiny little PC apart. So here is the tiny PC. Oh, they come smaller than this nowadays, but it's still small, and it has been doing a great job since I got it back in 2016. And I do not believe that I have had this open since then, since we did the last video. So we're gonna try and take this apart, see how much dust it has collected over the years. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, it has collected some dust, that's for sure. Kind of disgusting here. Oh, and oh, I put that on. That was stupid. Okay, in one of the videos that I did, I was messing around with trying to improve the heat, the heat transfer from this. I put some CPU cooling stuff right here to help transfer the heat from this copper pipe and better down to this piece of metal that is cooled by the fan. And yeah, I forgot about that, so I just put my finger all over that. That was stupid. So let's try and take the fan out here. And now the screwdriver is too big. I fixed it, kid. Awesome subscriber sent me that. Thank you very much. So let's see if we can find a thingy that will do the trick. I'm sure we can. Let's try that one. I believe this one needs to come out. And there's places for the screws here. There. Okay, there is room for some improvement here. Yeah, I think we might take the CPU out and go give it a bit of work with the compressor to clean that up. Oh, well, it has been working great for that number of years. So well, it must be about 4 years now. So how did this work? This one comes out. Then we have the 4 screws to loosen the CPU down here, and the heat is transferred over here and cooled. So let's see if that comes out now. It does. So yeah, there is not that much space in there right now. It's pretty dusty, so it might have had a bit of trouble getting rid of the heat. So to remove that, I have some tissue to remove the old CPU cooling compound here. And get that out of there. It's not bad. This CPU was donated to me. Came all the way from Australia. Thank you very much. I forget the name of the awesome dude that sent it, but thank you. I've been using that CPU for ages. There. This CPU, as I showed you, I bought that on eBay, and yeah, patrons, thank you for that. Comes in a very nice little plastic box. I kind of like that, and it's wrapped in styrofoam here, and it of course has the same size as the other one. It's the same socket, and they have put a little warranty stamp on here, which will probably disappear as soon as we put on heating compound. So yeah, I'm not sure if that warranty is gonna help us much, but I'm just gonna clean the pads a little bit down here if something weird has gone on. It doesn't look bad. So let's take this CPU out and put the other one in, and then I'll go down and I'll use the air compressor to clean it a little bit. So here we are, and the i3-4170. If we can focus on that. Maybe it's now we need to make this thumbnail. Yeah, thumbnail. Thank you. So we're gonna put this one in, and now that I've touched it all over, I'm just gonna clean off the pads ever so slightly again and put that in, and it goes in that away. Okay, there. Also, I should probably check the RAM down here, see what kind of RAM we have in here, but I think I'll go and clean it up and just give it a good whacking of the air compressor. Okay, I went down to the basement and I cleaned it off with the air compressor. When you are spinning cleaning a fan like this, you want to stop it so that it don't turn out of control. You don't want to turn it so hard that all the fans comes off, and that's a problem here. And you missed a lot of swearing from my side when I fucked this up. It must have gotten brittle over the years, because yeah, they came off really easily, so that's a bad thing. And this is where the video would stop if it wasn't because I had a spare. So yeah, I have a spare fan that I'm going to be putting in, and it didn't stop me for swearing at myself. So yeah, that sucks. I will have to go and order a new fan for the one that I broke, but I have an extra, so we can continue. Bloody irritating. I am so stupid. We need to put some, oh, I have some thermal compound here, MX4. I think it's almost empty, so let's use the last little bit or some of it. And I have my own way of doing this. That was too much, so we're just gonna be putting on a little less on the edges here. That's fine. That's just some greasy stuff. Okay, but this is a branded one. This is a non-branded one. I use a lot of this. So in my servers where I replace the CPUs time and time again, I usually use the cheap stuff, because it might just be sitting there for 14 days, and the more expensive one is more expensive. So yeah, we just put on the cheap one, and it's good for a little bit. I haven't actually had any trouble with it whatsoever. So I'm putting this back down, kind of trying to screw it a little bit here and there, so that it goes down straight. Not sure if that's necessary, but great. And we need to check the RAM in here to see what RAM is in here. I have 6 gigabytes in here. It's not a lot, I must admit, but it has been working okay. So there was something about not being a good idea to put LRAM in here, and it might just be LRAM that is in here, and if that's the case, it might not work. So let's check the RAM. Doesn't say. So there's the original Lenovo RAM here, and it's LRAM. Okay, so if we run into issues, you can see the little PC3L there. If we run into issues, that might be the issue, but let's first try with this RAM, and then I'll go search for some other RAM. I have no idea if I have any non-LRAM in stock, but yeah, I would have to figure that out. Okay, I'll put this back together and meet you there. Okay, I put it together. Oh, I'm over here. That's nice. And it's down here under the screen as it's used. I put in all the cables and stuff, so let's turn it on. There. Nothing. Oh, screen. Lenovo! Check. Let's see. And we have some window thingy. Oh. What was that? Oh yeah, I think my screen is breaking. It does that. That is kind of irritating. So, there. Let's see what it sees. It does see the new CPU. It does see 6 GB of RAM. So no RAM issues there. I really should get some more RAM, but I haven't really needed it. E3-1275L version 3, 2.7 GHz, 6 GB of RAM. Awesome. So far so good. This looks very promising. Let's see if this program sees it as well. And it's gonna be complaining about this being an older version. Wah, wah, wah. It goes down to about 800 megahertz. It sees the E3 version 3 processor. It tells us the right name. It says that it's a 45 watt processor. And I can't hear the fan down here. That is actually a new thing. So it is using less power and probably also working cooler than before. Let's do some benchmarks. Okay, so this is going rather well. You can really see that well, you didn't see it before, but the 2 extra cores helps quite a bit. So we'll be done in a little bit here, and we ended up with 630 CV. So that's not twice as fast, but it's close enough. We really did get a fair bit of speed more out of this. I did also test with the performance mark program down here, and we're up to 8,650 on that one. So quite an increase there. That was 5,000 something. So we get an additional 3,000 CPU points, and that is quite good. So yeah, it's a win on more than one level. I think this is rather cool, putting a XEON processor in your tiny little desktop system here, getting 2 cores more, 4 threads. Awesome, more megahertz, less power, almost twice as fast. And it also seems that it's working cooler. At least the fan is not spinning up as much as it did before. I could hear it when I was doing the benchmark that it ramped up, but not nearly the amount that it did with the Intel i3-4170, which was, well, it had a TDP of 54 watts, where this one has a TDP of 45 watts, which is 9 watts less. And these small numbers, that makes a huge difference. The tiny little computer does not have to get rid of nearly the amount of heat that it did before. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be enjoying this PC for hopefully a couple of years more. I did just spend $120 on getting it faster. I better get something out of that money. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave all your awesome knowledge in the comment sections below. There is always someone smarter than me that knows exactly how to tweak this and get an even better processor for less money or something. Leave it in the comments below, and if you want to get smarter, read the comments below. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.